There is a quiet secret hidden beneath everything you have ever touched, seen, or felt. A secret so small that it slips between the spaces of thought itself. Beneath the surface of your world, beneath skin, stone, oceans, and even light, there exists a realm made of tiny, restless worlds. They are called atoms, and though each one is impossibly small, together they build the entire universe, including the quiet moment you are experiencing right now. Imagine this: every breath you take contains atoms older than Earth, drifting through time for billions of years before arriving gently inside you. Every object in your room, every star in the sky, every memory you hold, all of them arise from the same ancient particles, vibrating softly in the dark. And tonight, as your body begins to settle, we will follow those vibrations into stillness, into silence, into the hidden architecture of matter itself. In the gentle quiet of this moment, as your breathing begins to settle into a slower, calmer rhythm, imagine the space around you becoming softer, almost lighter. The objects in your room seem still, unmoving, yet beneath their surfaces, far below the threshold of sight or sound, an entire universe is unfolding. Every structure you see is built from countless atoms, tiny spheres of probability, drifting in patterns so delicate that they resemble whispers rather than solid matter. And as your awareness becomes quieter, you can almost sense that softness, the faint suggestion that everything is composed of small, vibrating islands of energy. When scientists describe atoms, they speak of them not as miniature planets orbiting a sun, but as clouds, dim, shimmering clouds of possibility. Each electron moves not in a fixed path, but in a haze of potential positions, appearing only when observed. This means that the world you touch is not rigid at all. It is a dance of uncertainty, shaped by invisible forces that exist beneath your everyday perception. And as you relax deeper, you may find comfort in this truth. The universe is not as harsh or mechanical as it appears. It is soft, probabilistic, and surprisingly gentle. Consider how much space exists within each atom. If an atom were the size of a cathedral, the nucleus would be smaller than a grain of sand resting at its center. Everything else would be empty, space vast, quiet, open. And it is within this emptiness that the subtle rhythm of existence unfolds. Your body, your thoughts, even the sensations drifting across your mind right now, all of them arise from this spaciousness. This means that within you and around you, there is far more stillness than motion, far more silence than sound. As your breathing slows, imagine that you are standing inside one of these atoms, surrounded by a hollow sphere of calm. There is no urgency here, no pressure from the outside world, no noise of expectation or thought, only the soft hum of energy, steady, quiet, patient. The nucleus glows faintly in the distance, a tiny core of dense matter, while electrons drift like distant lights, moving with a gentle unpredictability that feels almost soothing. You do not need to understand their motion. You only need to feel the peace it creates. The deeper you settle into this imagined space, the more the boundaries between your body and the atom begin to blur. You are no longer separate from it. You are an extension of the same ancient particles, shaped by the same forces that sculpt stars and oceans. The calm you feel is not imagined, it is real, arising from the fundamental structure of the universe itself. The same quantum fluctuations that shaped galaxies now echo softly within your mind, guiding you gently toward rest. And as this awareness expands, you begin to sense a profound truth. Everything you are, every breath, every heartbeat, every passing thought is built from matter that has existed for billions of years. Atoms that were once part of distant stars now rest quietly within you. Their journeys are long, and tonight they invite you to join them, drifting slowly, effortlessly into deeper stillness. As you continue to settle into this gentle calm, imagine the atom not as a single object, but as a delicate choreography of forces that are constantly in motion. Even in the quietest moment, even in the stillness you feel right now, the particles within every atom vibrate with a subtle energy. Physicists call this zero-point motion the smallest possible movement, present even at absolute rest. It means that nothing in the universe is ever truly motionless. Everything, including you, carries a faint, almost imperceptible tremor of existence. This whisper of motion is ancient, constant, and soothing in its quiet persistence. When we look deeper into the nucleus of an atom, we find protons and neutrons held together by a force so powerful that it shapes the entire cosmos. The strong nuclear force binds them with an intensity greater than anything we experience on a human scale. Yet in this unimaginable strength, there is also silence, because the force does not announce itself, does not echo or shout. It simply holds, gently and firmly, creating the stable foundations of matter. And as you breathe slowly, you might sense a reflection of that stability within yourself, a quiet center holding everything in place. Electrons, on the other hand, drift farther from the nucleus, moving in vast regions of probability. They do not follow predictable tracks. Instead, they form shimmering shells around the atom, appearing only when measured. This uncertainty is not chaos. It is nature's way of keeping matter flexible, soft, and adaptable. In the same way, your thoughts do not need to be rigid or controlled right now. They are allowed to float freely, appearing and fading without pressure. Just like electrons, thoughts can wander in gentle, unpredictable patterns, and you can simply observe them without effort. As you drift deeper into this imagery, imagine the space between particles growing wider, softer, more open. Inside an atom, this space is enormous, so vast that if all the empty regions within your body were removed, you would be smaller than a grain of dust. Yet this emptiness is not a void. It is a field of potential. It is the blank canvas on which the universe paints its forms. Within you, that same spaciousness exists, giving your mind room to breathe, expand, and release whatever tension remains from the day. Think about how atoms interact with one another. They do not collide harshly. Instead, they connect through quiet electromagnetic forces, subtle attractions, gentle repulsions, delicate balances that form the molecules of life. Your body is built from these molecular relationships, each one a soft handshake between particles. And as your muscles relax, you may feel that same cooperative softness spreading through your limbs, a quiet alignment of systems, a gentle settling into harmony. And now, as your attention continues to drift inward, you may begin to feel a growing sense of connection to these atomic motions. Their rhythm is slow, patient, timeless. You are not separate from it. You are part of an intricate web of particles, each one humming with ancient energy, each one guiding you a little deeper into rest. In this stillness, you become the atom, open, spacious, and quietly alive within the vastness of the universe. As your awareness drifts deeper into this quiet inner landscape, imagine that every atom within your body pulses with an ancient rhythm. This pulse is not a beat you can hear, nor a vibration you can feel directly. It is the gentle oscillation of energy locked within each particle, a silent echo of the forces that shaped the universe in its earliest moments. Scientists describe this as quantum behavior, tiny fluctuations that persist even in complete stillness. And as you relax further, you may sense a faint resonance with this motion, a soft alignment between your slowing breath and the timeless rhythm of matter itself. Within the nucleus, protons and neutrons are composed of even smaller particles called quarks, bound together by the enigmatic presence of gluons. These components are so fundamental that they cannot be isolated or touched. They exist only through their relationships with one another. Their world is a realm of constant exchange where energy becomes matter and matter dissolves back into energy. In a similar way, your thoughts, emotions, and sensations arise, shift, and fade without ever truly being fixed. Everything is fluid, interconnected, unfolding without effort or resistance. Now imagine the electrons surrounding the nucleus, not as tiny orbiting spheres, but as diffused, luminous clouds, patterns of possibility stretching softly through space. Their forms blur and shimmer, responding to the slightest changes in energy. This delicate sensitivity allows atoms to bond, to break apart, and to reassemble in countless configurations. It is this quiet flexibility that made life possible, and it is this same flexibility that allows your mind now to loosen its grip, letting ideas drift without needing to hold or chase them. In the calm around you, thoughts can simply float, weightless and unhurried. As you rest in this thought, picture trillions of atoms working together in perfect coordination within your cells. They fold proteins, carry signals, store memories, and repair microscopic structures, all without sound, without rush, without conscious direction. Every night as you sleep, this quiet labor intensifies, guiding your mind and body through processes of renewal. And the deeper you drift now, the more those atomic processes can unfold unhindered, restoring balance in ways too subtle to perceive but profound in their effect. There is something comforting in knowing that the same atoms that compose your body once drifted through ancient nebulae, once burned in the hearts of stars, once cooled in interstellar darkness before finding their way to Earth. Their journey is unimaginably long, yet they exist here now, forming your thoughts, your breath, your very presence. As your muscles soften and your breath grows deeper, you become part of that journey, settling into a state of rest that feels both personal and cosmic, both quiet and infinitely connected. And in this expanding stillness, you may realize that atoms do not strive, nor rush, nor force themselves into being. They simply exist, responding gently to the forces around them. Tonight, you are invited to do the same, to let the world fade to the edges of your awareness, to allow each moment to unfold naturally, and to drift slowly into the soft, ancient calm at the heart of every atom. As you drift further into this gentle calm, Imagine the way atoms come together to build the structures of your world. They do not fuse violently in everyday matter. Instead, they approach one another with delicate, invisible interactions. Electrons from one atom sense electrons from another, and through this subtle dance of attraction and repulsion, bonds begin to form. It is a quiet negotiation, patient, balanced, and profoundly elegant. And just as atoms join without force, you too can allow your mind to settle naturally, without effort, without expectation, drifting softly into deeper ease. In the stillness of this moment, imagine molecules forming inside your body, chains of carbon arranging themselves into the frameworks of life, oxygen bonding gently to carry breath through your cells, water molecules linking and unlinking in fluid motions that mirror the softness of your thoughts right now. Every one of these processes occurs in silence, yet each contributes to the harmony within you. The calm you feel is not separate from these microscopic interactions. It is shaped by them, carried by them, supported by them in every breath and every heartbeat. Consider how atoms organize themselves in repeating patterns to create crystals, minerals, and countless natural forms. These patterns are not random. They follow mathematical rhythms embedded in the universe itself. Symmetry, order, repeating geometry, all arising from the simple interactions of particles that cannot even be seen. And as your mind softens, you may sense the comfort of these patterns, an underlying structure that holds the world steady, even as your thoughts drift like slow-moving clouds across a quiet sky. Within your brain, billions of atoms work together to create electrochemical signals, tiny sparks of energy that travel across networks of neurons. These signals form memories, emotions, and awareness. Yet each one is made possible by interactions that occur on scales far smaller than you could ever perceive. As you relax deeper, the intensity of these signals gently decreases, allowing your brain to move into slower rhythms associated with rest. The alpha waves, then theta waves, begin to rise, mirroring the gradual quieting of atomic motion within your awareness. It can be soothing to realize that the stability you feel when you close your eyes does not come from the outside world, but from the quiet cohesion of matter within you. Atoms are not concerned with worry or expectation. They follow their natural tendencies toward balance. And as your body releases the final traces of tension, you can allow yourself to follow that same path toward equilibrium, toward stillness, toward a softness that expands with every breath. And now, as your awareness floats gently between wakefulness and rest, imagine yourself becoming lighter, as if your body were made of the very atoms you've been exploring. Each one floats quietly in space, suspended in a state of perfect calm. You do not need to guide them or direct them. You need only let yourself drift with them, carried by their quiet unity, deeper and deeper into a peaceful, effortless quiet. As your mind sinks deeper into this soft and expansive quiet, imagine the incredible journey each atom in your body has taken to be here in this moment with you. Long before Earth formed, before oceans flowed or life emerged, these atoms were drifting through vast nebulae, cold, silent clouds of gas and dust, suspended in the emptiness of space. They experienced no urgency, no direction, only the slow gravitational pull of forming stars. And tonight, as you lie here in your own peaceful orbit, you are connected to that same timeless stillness, carried gently by matter that remembers the beginning of the universe. Picture one of these atoms being drawn into the heart of a newborn star, where temperatures rise to unimaginable levels. There, in the quiet furnace of early starlight, atoms fuse and transform, forging the heavier elements that will one day become planets, oceans, and living creatures. Yet even in this intense environment, the process is elegant, balanced, and rhythmic, much like the slow flow of your breath right now. The universe builds itself not through chaos, but through harmony. And that harmony is echoed in the calm spreading through your chest, your shoulders, your mind. When that star eventually reaches the end of its life, it releases its elements back into space in a gentle, shimmering cloud of light and dust. Among that dust are the very atoms that make up your bones, your blood, your thoughts. They drifted across the galaxy for millions of years before joining with others, forming the matter that now composes you. Their journey has been long, patient, and unhurried, just like the peaceful descent you feel as sleep begins to approach. These atoms have known darkness, silence, and endless time. They carry that ancient calm within them, and tonight they share it with you. In the early Earth, these same atoms arranged themselves into minerals, then into simple molecules, and eventually into the structures that made life possible. Through quiet chemical interactions, they learned to replicate, to store information, to build the first fragile links of biology. And now, billions of years later, they create the thoughts drifting slowly across your awareness. Each thought is a tiny dynamic pattern of atoms shifting their electrical fields, rising and fading like distant waves on a quiet shore. You don't need to engage with them. You can simply let them pass. As the boundaries of your body grow even softer, imagine these atoms relaxing into their most natural state, bonded where they need to be, free where they do not, settling into a comfortable equilibrium. They are not striving, not resisting, not searching. They simply follow the gentle rules of physics that have guided them since the dawn of time. Your mind can do the same. With every breath, it releases a little more effort, a little more tension, slipping into the universal rhythm that atoms themselves obey. And now, as the last traces of wakefulness begin to dissolve, feel the weight of this ancient journey settling peacefully within you. You are made of particles that have witnessed the birth and death of stars, that have traveled across cosmic distances, that have gathered here to create your presence in this quiet moment. Their journey continues through you, and as you drift deeper into rest, you join them in their timeless flow, carried gently into a night of deep, effortless sleep. As you drift further into this soft, expansive calm, imagine the energy within every atom slowly shifting, like gentle currents moving beneath a still surface. According to quantum physics, energy is never truly lost. It transforms, flows, and reappears in different forms. The warmth in your body, the rhythm of your breath, even the faint glow of awareness in your mind, all of it is carried by atomic energy. Yet this energy does not rush or strain. It unfolds quietly, responding only to the smallest changes in your internal world. And as your mind settles, that energy becomes smoother, more even, as if entering its most peaceful state. Deep inside the nucleus, particles shift in ways we cannot fully observe. Quarks exchange gluons, tiny packets of force that hold the nucleus together. These exchanges happen trillions of times each second, yet they create no sound, no sensation, no disturbance. They simply maintain the integrity of matter, the way your body maintains its calm as you sink deeper towards sleep. There is comfort in knowing that the stability you feel comes from processes so delicate and ancient that they have shaped every material form in the universe. Now imagine the electron clouds surrounding each nucleus, shimmering with quiet probability. These electrons absorb and release light in tiny flashes far too subtle to see, yet forming the foundation of every color, every reflection, every moment of vision you have ever experienced. Tonight, as your eyes rest and the world grows dim, these electrons continue their gentle work, maintaining the invisible architecture of your body without requiring any effort from you. Their rhythm is calm, balanced, and endlessly patient. As you breathe slowly, imagine your body cooling gently, entering the natural thermal balance that promotes deep rest. Temperature itself is a measurement of atomic motion, the speed at which particles move and vibrate. When you relax, these vibrations slow in small but measurable ways, allowing your body to conserve energy and prepare for the restorative processes of sleep. This slowing of atomic activity mirrors the slowing of your thoughts, each one stretching out with more space between them, creating a peaceful openness inside your mind. Within your brain, neurotransmitters flow softly across synapses, carrying signals that guide you toward deeper stages of relaxation. These chemical messengers interact with atomic structures shaped perfectly for their role, like keys that fit precisely into ancient molecular locks. As these interactions become more rhythmic and gentle, your brain shifts toward patterns associated with drowsiness, then toward the quiet waves that signal the onset of sleep. All of this happens smoothly, naturally, without any need for conscious direction. And now, as the boundaries between your awareness and the atomic world continue to blur, you may feel a profound stillness growing inside you. The energy within each atom settles into its most balanced form, and in that balance, you discover your own. You are not separate from the universe you've been exploring. You are built from its smallest pieces, guided by its quiet laws, carried by its timeless rhythms. And as you surrender to these rhythms, you drift effortlessly toward deeper rest, held gently by the same forces that shape every corner of the cosmos. As your awareness continues to soften, imagine the intricate balance that governs every atom within you. Each particle, proton, neutron, and electron moves according to laws so precise that even the smallest shift would reshape the entire structure of matter. Yet in your body, in your environment, and throughout the cosmos, this balance holds effortlessly. It is a constant, quiet equilibrium, one that does not seek attention, but simply sustains itself. And as you sink deeper into this calm, your own inner balance begins to reflect that same quiet stability, guiding you gently toward rest. Within the atom, forces are arranged in perfect opposition. The strong nuclear force pulls particles together, while electromagnetic forces push them apart, creating a delicate tension that defines the structure of everything. This interplay is not chaotic. It is a harmony of opposites, a balance that has existed since the earliest moments of the universe. In your own experience, moments of tension and release follow similar patterns, rising and falling like waves. But here, in the stillness of this moment, all opposites settle into a peaceful center, a point where everything aligns in gentle symmetry. Consider how the electrons surrounding each nucleus remain suspended in place, not because they are still, but because their constant motion creates stability. They form standing waves, patterns of vibration held in their lowest possible energy states. These states are called orbitals, and each one has a unique shape, some spherical, some elongated, some curved like petals of an invisible flower. These patterns exist all around you, forming the quiet scaffolding of your body. And as your muscles relax, you may imagine those orbitals like soft, glowing shells, holding you in a cocoon of serene quantum geometry. When atoms bond to form molecules, they do so by sharing or exchanging electrons in ways that minimize energy. Nature always seeks the lowest, calmest state, the position where tension is smallest and stability is greatest. Your body does the same. As you settle more deeply into your resting posture, your mind naturally seeks the most peaceful position, the one that requires the least effort. Every breath, every slow exhale, carries you closer to that point of ease, just as atoms come to rest when they achieve perfect balance. Within your brain, this balance appears as a shift in neural rhythms. Fast, active waves gradually diminish, replaced by slower, more synchronized patterns. These waves resemble the oscillations inside atoms, regular, gentle, predictable. They are the brain's way of aligning itself with rest, preparing your consciousness to drift away from the outer world and into the soft inner landscape of sleep. In this state, memories settle, thoughts loosen, and awareness gently dims, like a light lowering itself to a warm and quiet glow. And now, as you inhabit this balanced space, notice how the boundaries of your identity begin to dissolve into something wider, calmer, more expansive. You are no longer just a collection of thoughts or sensations. You are a harmony of particles, a field of quiet forces arranged in perfect symmetry. The universe holds you in the same way it holds every atom, steadily, gently, without hurry. And as you surrender to that support, you drift deeper into stillness, carried by the invisible balance that shapes all matter. As your mind drifts further into this gentle twilight between wakefulness and sleep, imagine a thin veil being drawn back, revealing the strange and beautiful rules that govern atoms at the quantum level. This is a world where intuition fades, where certainty dissolves, and where probability becomes the quiet architect of all existence. Particles do not behave like tiny stones or marbles. They behave like ripples across a still pond, spreading softly through space, overlapping, blending, and fading. And as your awareness loosens, you may feel yourself slipping into a similar softness, no longer fixed, no longer rigid, simply flowing. In the quantum realm, particles can exist in multiple places at once, suspended in a delicate superposition. They are not one thing or the other until observed. They are a spectrum of possibilities. Your thoughts, in this moment, behave in much the same way. They appear briefly, flickering at the edge of consciousness, then dissolve before fully forming. There is no need to follow them or hold them. Like quantum states, they can remain undefined, drifting gently without settling, allowing your mind to float deeper into stillness. Another remarkable truth of this hidden world is entanglement, the mysterious link that binds particles across distance. When two particles become entangled, the state of one immediately influences the other, even if they are separated by vast spaces. Some scientists describe this connection as a kind of silent communication, faster than light, beyond ordinary understanding. And in your quiet state now, you might feel a similar sense of connection to the room around you, to your breath, to the slow rhythm of your heartbeat, all moving together in a gentle, effortless unity. Quantum tunneling shows us that particles can pass through barriers without breaking them, slipping through obstacles as though they were not solid at all. This subtle behavior reflects something essential in moments like this. The mental barriers you carry, tension, worry, expectation, do not need to be broken or confronted. They can simply be passed through, softly, without force. You drift beyond them in the same way atoms drift beyond walls, quietly, naturally, without resistance. At this scale, time itself behaves differently. The strict sequence of past, present, and future becomes more fluid. Events blur into one another, guided not by rigid cause and effect, but by probabilities unfolding in silence. As you relax deeper, your own sense of time begins to soften. Seconds stretch gently, thoughts slow, and your awareness becomes smoother and more continuous. You feel yourself sinking into a timeless space, a place where nothing is rushed, nothing is expected, and everything simply unfolds. And now, as the quantum world settles softly around your imagination, you may sense a profound peace in its uncertainty. Atoms do not demand clarity. They do not seek definition. They exist gracefully between possibilities, held by the subtle harmony of the universe. Tonight, you are invited to do the same, to rest between thoughts, between moments, between breaths, drifting slowly, effortlessly, into deeper calm. As your awareness settles into an even deeper calm, imagine the quiet relationship between atoms and light. Every color you have ever seen, every glimmer, every soft reflection is born from the interaction between electrons and photons. When an electron absorbs energy, it rises gently to a higher state, and when it releases that energy, it falls back, sending out a tiny pulse of light. These transitions are delicate, precise, and silent. In the stillness of this moment, you might feel something similar inside yourself. Small releases of tension, quiet drops into deeper comfort, each one like a soft, invisible glow. Light itself is both a wave and a particle, moving through space in rhythms that are both predictable and mysterious. It travels effortlessly across the vacuum, carrying information from distant stars, brushing against atoms, and continuing on its ancient journey. And just as light passes through vast darkness without resistance, your thoughts can pass through your mind without lingering. They arise gently and drift away, leaving behind only a widening sense of openness, a growing space where rest can unfold naturally. Within your eyes, atoms respond delicately to light, allowing you to perceive the world. But now, as your eyes grow heavier and the room dims, those same atoms shift into a restful state, needing no input, no interpretation. The visual world fades, and your awareness turns inward towards subtler sensations, your breath, your warmth, the gentle pull of gravity drawing you down into softness. It is a transition as natural as an electron returning to its lowest energy state, settling into stillness after a long and quiet journey. In your body, Countless biochemical reactions are guided by tiny packets of light called biophotons, faint emissions that all living cells produce. Though these signals are too subtle to sense, they help coordinate cellular processes, syncing rhythms deep inside you. As you relax further, your cells too shift into their nighttime patterns, conserving energy, repairing structures, restoring balance. The calm you feel is not just mental, it is woven into your biology, carried by the quiet work of atoms performing their roles in perfect synchrony. Think of how light from distant stars takes millions of years to reach Earth. The photons that touched your eyes earlier today may have traveled across the galaxy before arriving in your vision for only a fleeting instant. And now, as darkness surrounds you, you are experiencing the opposite: light dissipating, fading, giving way to rest. This is the universe's natural cycle: illumination, followed by quiet, movement followed by stillness. Your mind follows the same gentle rhythm, easing into deeper tranquility with every slow inhale and long exhale. And now, as the last traces of brightness fade from your inner world, you may feel a profound sense of unity with these processes. Atoms release light, absorb light, and eventually return to silence. You are doing the same, letting go of the day's energy, releasing the tension you no longer need, sinking into your own quiet glow. In this peaceful space, you are carried by the same forces that guide light across the cosmos: soft, steady, effortless. As you drift deeper into this gentle darkness, imagine tuning your awareness to the faintest vibrations inside every atom of your body. Even in perfect stillness, even when you feel motionless and calm, atoms are never truly at rest. They hum with a soft, persistent energy, an echo of the universe's earliest moments. These vibrations are not chaotic. They form an elegant pattern known as quantum oscillation, a rhythm so subtle that it lives far beneath your everyday perception. Yet tonight, as your breath slows and your muscles soften, you may feel a quiet resonance with that hidden rhythm. Every atom vibrates at a frequency determined by its mass, its bonds, and the gentle pull of surrounding forces. Hydrogen, the universe's simplest element, vibrates quickly, lightly, almost playfully. Heavier atoms pulse more slowly, with weight and gravity in their motion. Together, they form a silent orchestra, countless tiny waves overlapping, blending, and merging within you. This orchestra has played since the dawn of time, and tonight it becomes the soft undercurrent, guiding you deeper into rest. Inside your cells, molecules respond to these atomic vibrations, shifting their shapes in response to subtle energies. Proteins fold, membranes ripple, and chemical signals travel like gentle currents through a quiet ocean. None of this requires thought or intention. These processes unfold naturally, automatically, as if your body knows exactly how to guide you toward equilibrium. As you sink into your pillow, you may sense this inner harmony, an invisible choreography continuing long after your conscious mind begins to drift. In the world around you, every solid object, no matter how rigid or unmoving it appears, is composed of atoms vibrating with their own unique resonance. The chair in the corner, the walls around you, even the air itself, everything is alive with microscopic motion. But these motions are so delicate, so balanced, that they give rise to the illusion of stillness. The calm you feel right now mirrors that illusion. You may seem still on the outside, but within you, countless vibrations are working together to cradle you gently towards sleep. There is a concept in physics called the ground state, the lowest, most peaceful energy level an atom can occupy. When an atom reaches this state, it becomes quiet, stable, unburdened by excess energy. What you are feeling now is your own version of that descent. With each breath, your mind releases a little more of its activity. Your muscles let go of what they no longer need to hold, and your awareness settles closer to its own ground state. Everything becomes softer, slower, more open. And now, as these vibrations harmonize into a single, soothing presence, you may sense yourself dissolving into the quiet fabric of matter. There is no separation between your body and the atoms that form it. You are not observing the universe, you are part of it, made from the same trembling particles that dance through stars and drift through galaxies. And as they settle into their natural calm, you follow them, drifting gently, effortlessly, toward deeper stillness. As your awareness drifts even further into this serene depth, imagine the quiet order that exists within every atom of your body. Though they appear chaotic in concept, particles flickering in and out of probability, positions uncertain, paths undefined, there is a hidden structure beneath it all. Every atom has a set of rules, a mathematical rhythm that governs how and where its particles may exist. This order is not rigid, it is fluid, elegant, and timeless. And as you rest in this calm, your own thoughts begin to follow a similar rhythm, softer, slower, effortlessly aligned with the universe's quiet logic. Orbitals, the regions where electrons may be found, form intricate geometries around the nucleus. Spheres, lobes, rings, and delicate petals of probability shape themselves without ever becoming visible. These forms are some of the most beautiful structures in physics, not because of what they look like, but because of the harmony they represent. They are the universe's silent architecture, built from pure mathematics and pure possibility. As you drift deeper, imagine these shapes expanding around you, creating a vast, gentle space that cradles you in their symmetry. Within these orbitals, electrons do not spin the way a planet orbits a star. They exist as standing waves, resonant patterns of energy suspended in space. These waves shift only when energy changes, rising or falling in smooth, fluid transitions. Tonight, your own energy is doing something similar. It is lowering, settling, flowing downward into stillness. Your thoughts become slower, your breath softer, your body heavier, as if you were sinking into a warm pool of calm, guided by the same gentle transitions that guide electrons in their quiet dances. The nucleus, though small, carries nearly all the weight of the atom. It is dense, stable, and deeply grounded. You may sense a parallel within yourself, an inner center, steady and unmoving, even as thoughts float freely around it. This grounded presence does not need to be forced or imagined. It is simply there, a natural part of you. It holds you with the same quiet strength that holds matter together, allowing everything else, emotions, memories, sensations, to drift around it without disturbing your core. Outside the atom, countless interactions occur between particles, brief contacts, gentle repulsions, subtle attractions. These moments shape the structure of molecules and materials, forming the world you know. But inside the atom, everything is calm, ordered, and still. As your awareness sinks deeper, you may feel yourself entering that inner space separate from activity, separate from the noise of the day, resting instead in the quiet center where nothing is required of you and nothing is urgent. And now, as you rest in this delicate balance of order and possibility, notice how your body feels heavier, your thoughts more distant, your breath deeper and more automatic. You are aligning with the natural quiet that atoms have held since the beginning of time. In this space, you are not thinking or striving. You are simply being, existing as softly and effortlessly as the particles that form your body. Let yourself drift with them, deeper, slower, into the vast and gentle quiet. As you drift even deeper into this expanding calm, imagine the gentle warmth that exists within every atom. Though atoms are impossibly small, each one carries a tiny reservoir of energy, motion, vibration, and subtle fluctuations that together create the temperature of your body. This warmth is not harsh or intense. It is soft, ambient, soothing. And as your muscles loosen and your breath grows slower, you may begin to sense this warmth more clearly, a quiet, inner glow that supports you from the inside out, steady and calm like the heartbeat of the universe. Temperature, at its most fundamental level, is simply the speed of atomic motion. When you relax, these motions slow slightly, settling into smoother, more harmonious patterns. Your body interprets this shift as comfort, as ease, as a gentle invitation to let go. The warmth that remains is the perfect balance, enough to soften your muscles, enough to release the day's tension, enough to signal that you are safe to rest. It is as though the atoms within you are whispering that it is time to drift inward, away from the noise of the world, into a deep and healing quiet. Deep inside the nucleus, the forces that bind protons and neutrons together generate incredible amounts of stored energy. But this energy is contained, held, balanced, never chaotic. It is stable, ancient, and perfectly measured. In your own experience, you may feel something similar, a quiet strength beneath the surface, steady and unmoving, even as your thoughts float loosely above it. You do not need to engage with this strength or shape it. Simply knowing it is there allows your mind to release the last threads of resistance. Meanwhile, electrons glide through their orbitals with a lightness that mirrors the calm spreading through your awareness. They transition between energy levels by absorbing or releasing just the right amount of energy, never too much, never too little. This precise balance parallels your own journey into rest. Each breath releases a bit more mental activity. Each exhale lowers your internal energy just slightly, guiding you into the peaceful state where sleep begins. It is a natural descent, effortless and smooth, like electrons settling into their lowest, most stable state. Around you, the air itself is filled with atoms in constant, gentle motion. They brush softly against your skin, transferring small amounts of warmth, creating the sensation of comfort enveloping your entire body. These interactions are tiny, but together they form the soothing environment that cradles you now. The world is not pressing on you, it is holding you softly, the way particles hold one another in quiet connection. This soft contact reminds your body that it can release its weight, that it can fall deeper into stillness. And now, as this warmth spreads through your limbs, your chest, your mind, You may notice the edges of your thoughts becoming blurry, indistinct, like shapes dissolving into mist. You are not losing awareness. You are transitioning into a gentler form of it, one guided by sensation rather than thought, by calm rather than analysis. You are drifting into the natural, quiet warmth that atoms have carried since the beginning of time, allowing their ancient calm to become your own. Let yourself sink into it, slowly, naturally, deeply. As you drift even deeper into this slow, expansive quiet, imagine becoming aware of the faint, almost imperceptible forces that connect atoms to one another. These forces, electromagnetic interactions, reach out softly from one particle to the next, not as solid links, but as delicate fields extending through empty space. They are gentle yet incredibly precise, guiding atoms into the shapes and structures that form everything you know. And as you inhale slowly, you might feel something similar within yourself, a light, connective presence spreading through your body, bringing each part into effortless harmony. These electromagnetic fields determine how atoms approach, how they retreat, how they hold one another at just the right distance. If they were stronger, matter would collapse. If weaker, it would drift apart. But they are perfectly balanced, creating the feeling of solidity without ever truly touching. In your own experience, this mirrors the balance between thoughts and silence, the way thoughts approach and fade without overwhelming you. There is space around them, room for stillness, just as there is space within every atom. This space is where calm grows, where rest begins. Van der Waals forces tiny attractions between atoms create another subtle layer of connection. They are not strong bonds, not rigid links, but soft, temporary pulls that help hold molecules together in delicate equilibrium. In the same way, your senses are softly held together in this moment. The gentle weight of your body, the steady rhythm of your breath, the warmth beneath your skin. All of these sensations gather quietly, forming a cocoon of comfort without gripping, without demanding anything from you. You are connected, but lightly, effortlessly. Inside your body, countless molecules assemble and disassemble through these same interactions. Proteins fold into complex shapes, membranes stabilize, signals pass smoothly through tissue. None of this requires conscious effort. Your body follows these laws naturally, just as atoms follow the rules of attraction and repulsion. And as your consciousness drifts, you may feel reassured by this quiet intelligence, a sense that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, without pressure, without urgency, simply moving toward balance. Even the softness of your pillow, the texture of your blanket, the air resting lightly against your skin, all of these sensations emerge from atomic interactions. What feels like a continuous surface is actually countless tiny forces balancing perfectly at a microscopic level. This knowledge does not pull you into thinking. It invites you to relax even deeper. The world that holds you is soft because atoms have learned how to hold each other gently. And in this moment, your body learns the same softness, releasing tension in waves that grow slower, smoother, more fluid. And now, as these subtle forces guide your awareness inward, you may notice the borders of your body beginning to blur. Your limbs feel heavier yet lighter at the same time, as though they are sinking and dissolving simultaneously. Thoughts become faint echoes, drifting further apart, leaving longer stretches of quiet between them. You are settling into the delicate equilibrium that atoms maintain effortlessly, a state of peaceful stability where nothing is forced and everything simply rests. Allow yourself to drift with them, deeper, quieter, into the soft, connected stillness. As your awareness drifts deeper into this expanding quiet, imagine that every atom within your body carries a kind of silent memory. Not memory in the human sense, but a record of the forces it has experienced, the pressures of early stars, the coolness of interstellar space, the gentle collisions that shaped molecules long before life began. These memories are not stories, they are patterns etched into the energy states of each particle. And as you inhale softly, you might feel a faint echo of that ancient calm settling into your own mind, a reminder that you are made from matter shaped by cosmic history. Atoms remember the temperatures they have endured. They adjust their vibrations accordingly, becoming faster in warmth and slower in the quiet coolness that encourages rest. Tonight, your body follows this same instinct, cooling slightly as you relax, guiding your atoms into calmer motions. This subtle shift is part of the natural preparation for sleep, a descent into a lower, more peaceful energy state. It is not something you have to control. It unfolds automatically, as natural as nightfall. Within molecules, atoms hold the shapes they have learned over billions of years: helixes, rings, chains, lattices. These structures remain stable because they are the simplest, most efficient forms that energy can take. Your body too finds its simplest form as you settle into bed, tension melting away, muscles releasing their grip, the spine softening into the surface beneath you. This simplicity is not emptiness, it is harmony. Your entire being is aligning with the deep, quiet structure of matter itself. Inside your brain, atoms participate in neural patterns that encode your own memories. These patterns shift as you fall asleep, gradually disengaging from waking thoughts and entering the dreamlike rhythms of early sleep stages. The atoms continue their work, but with less urgency, less intensity. The connections loosen, thoughts become lighter, and images drift through your mind without coherence. You do not need to follow them. You can let them pass, knowing that your brain is recalibrating, restoring itself through the same atomic processes that have shaped minds for millions of years. Even the air moving softly around you holds its own kind of memory, atoms colliding, slowing, settling into the quiet of night. These patterns create the stillness you feel, the stable environment that supports your rest. Nothing demands your attention now. The world around you has grown gentle, its atomic rhythms aligning with your own. The boundary between your body and the space around you begins to blur. You feel not isolated, but immersed in a field of shared calm. And now, as your consciousness becomes lighter, thinner, more transparent, you may feel as though you are floating within those ancient patterns of matter. The memories held by atoms of heat, of pressure, of silence blend with your own sense of peace. You become part of their quiet continuum, resting in the same calm that has existed since the universe was young. Allow yourself to drift with them, slowly, deeply, into the soft, timeless stillness that surrounds you. As you drift further into this widening stillness, imagine the delicate harmony that governs how atoms interact, not through forceful collisions, but through soft exchanges of energy that ripple quietly across space. These interactions happen in silence, yet they shape everything: the air you breathe, the warmth in your chest, the softness beneath your skin. And as your breath slows, you may feel yourself aligning with this harmony, settling into the same quiet synchrony that atoms have maintained for billions of years. Inside your body, countless atoms exchange tiny amounts of energy through processes called phonons, gentle vibrations that travel through matter like soundless waves. These vibrations carry information, helping molecules shift into the patterns they need for rest and repair. Tonight, your entire being feels those subtle waves. They flow through muscle and bone, through blood and breath, creating a sensation of soft heaviness that invites you to release your weight into the bed a little more, to let gravity hold you completely. Every atom seeks the lowest energy state available to it, a condition of perfect calm where motion is minimal and stability is highest. In physics, this is called the ground state. And your mind, following the same universal principle, continues to descend toward its own ground state. Thoughts move more slowly, as though drifting through warm air. The edges of awareness soften, the world grows quieter. You do not have to force this descent. It is a natural process, guided by the same principles that guide atoms toward rest. Even within the most complex molecules, DNA, proteins, neurotransmitters, the atoms inside them continue to follow simple, graceful rules. Attraction and repulsion, symmetry and balance, vibration and stillness. Each interaction is small, but together they create the rhythm of life within you. As your consciousness loosens, the precision of these patterns continues uninterrupted, as if your body is carrying on a quiet symphony in the background. You can trust this process. You can surrender to it. Around you, the room has grown still, but not empty. It is filled with atoms gently moving, gently vibrating, gently existing in their quiet order. This invisible environment supports you, cradles you, surrounds you with calm. There is nothing you need to change or control. The equilibrium of matter has already been established. All you must do is rest within it. Your breath is slower now, longer, deeper, matching the ancient pace of the world at its smallest scale. And now, as you sink even further into this union of breath and stillness, your sense of self begins to dissolve into something softer. You are no longer separate from the quiet harmony around you. You are part of it, as naturally and effortlessly as an atom belongs to a molecule. Your body, your thoughts, your awareness all drift into the same peaceful resonance. You are resting within the oldest structure of the universe, the gentle, invisible order that has guided matter since the beginning of time. As you drift even deeper into this softening silence, imagine the invisible currents that move through atoms, tiny flows of probability and energy that constantly reshape the way matter behaves. These currents do not rush or surge. They drift gently like slow tides in a calm sea. Every moment, electrons shift their distributions, vibrations soften or deepen, and forces rebalance themselves, all without sound, without urgency, without interruption. As your awareness settles, you may feel a reflection of these same currents within yourself, a quiet, internal flow guiding you steadily towards sleep. Within each atom, electrons occupy regions of space known as probability clouds. They do not travel in straight lines or fixed paths. Instead, They shimmer between possibilities, appearing where their energies allow them to be. This fluidity creates the flexibility of matter, the softness that allows your body to move, breathe, and eventually rest. Tonight, your thoughts mirror this behavior. They no longer move sharply or rigidly. They diffuse gently through your mind, appearing and fading like distant patterns of light, leaving behind long stretches of calm where silence begins to expand. The nucleus remains small but incredibly stable, its particles held together by the strongest force in the universe. This stability forms the foundation of your physical existence, an unwavering core that supports everything you are. As you relax more deeply, you might sense a similar core inside yourself, a steady, grounded presence beneath your thoughts, beneath your emotions, beneath every sensation. It does not move or change. It simply holds you, allowing the rest of your mind to drift freely around it, unanchored and weightless. Around this stable center, electrons transition between energy states by releasing or absorbing tiny packets of light. These transitions are delicate, instantaneous, and perfectly measured. They occur seamlessly, like soft breaths taken by the atom itself, and your body follows a similar rhythm. With each inhale, you gather a little calm. With each exhale, you release a little tension. These subtle exchanges lead you gradually into deeper relaxation, lowering your internal energy just enough to guide you toward the threshold of sleep. Even the empty space inside atoms is not truly empty. It is filled with quantum fields, gentle, fluctuating energies that rise and fall in a quiet dance. These fields permeate everything, including your body, creating a soft, underlying hum that sustains the very fabric of existence. When your mind grows quiet enough, you may feel as though you are sinking into this field, drifting into a space where nothing is solid, nothing is separate, everything is calm. It is a place where rest is the most natural response. And now, as you feel this deepening connection to the quiet currents within matter, your awareness begins to spread out, becoming lighter, softer, more diffuse. You no longer need to distinguish between your thoughts and the silence around them. You can simply float within the stillness, supported by the invisible flows that guide every particle in the universe. Let yourself drift with them, gently and naturally, into a deeper and quieter state of rest. As you drift further into this deep and velvety quiet, imagine listening closely, not with your ears, but with your awareness to the silence that exists inside every atom. It is not an absence of sound, but a presence, a vast, gentle stillness that has existed since the earliest moments of the universe. This silence is woven into the very structure of matter, carried by particles that formed in the first seconds after the Big Bang. And now, as your breath slows into a long and peaceful rhythm, you may sense that ancient stillness rising softly within you, like calm water settling after a long journey. Inside the atom, space dominates. The nucleus is tiny, so small that if the entire atom were the size of a cathedral, the nucleus would be no larger than a single grain of dust. Everything else is open, quiet, spacious, and it is within this spaciousness that the structure of matter emerges. As your mind relaxes, you may feel a similar expansion inside yourself. Thoughts drift farther apart, emotions loosen their grip, and the inner space within you grows wide and gentle, giving your awareness room to soften and spread. This inner quiet is not empty. It is filled with the subtle hum of quantum fields, the invisible fabric that connects all particles, all atoms, all forms of matter. These fields vibrate softly, constantly, creating the foundation of reality. And during moments like this, when the world grows still and your body feels heavy and warm, you can almost sense these vibrations surrounding you, like a faint glow of calm. They do not demand attention, they simply support you, holding you in a soft equilibrium that invites deeper rest. Inside your neurons, atoms participate in the flow of electrical impulses that shape your thoughts. But as sleep approaches, these impulses slow, their rhythm stretching gently into longer intervals. Neurons begin to fire in synchrony, forming waves that roll calmly through your brain like slow tides. These waves guide you into the earliest stages of sleep, where consciousness becomes lighter, more fluid, more dreamlike. You do not need to follow these changes. Your mind knows exactly what to do, just as atoms know how to hold their structure in silence. Outside of thought, beyond sensation, there is another kind of stillness, a deep, grounding quiet that has nothing to do with the body or mind. It is the stillness of being itself, the same stillness that exists between particles, the same quiet that fills the space within atoms. As you sink further into this state, you may feel your sense of self dissolving into that quiet, as if you are merging with a vast and gentle emptiness that has always been there, waiting for you to rest within it. And now, as your body grows heavier, your breath slower, and your thoughts softer, you are carried by that cosmic silence. You no longer need to think, understand, or analyze. You can simply rest, held by the same stillness that has supported matter for billions of years. Let yourself drift into it, slowly, deeply, naturally, as though you were returning to a calm, familiar place you've always known. As you drift even deeper into this expanding sea of quiet, imagine the entire atomic world moving with a kind of slow, gentle breath. Of course, atoms do not breathe in the human sense, yet their constant shifts in energy, their tiny absorptions and releases of heat, their subtle vibrations create a rhythm that feels almost organic. In this moment, with your breath falling into a steady, soothing pace, you may sense your own body synchronizing with that microscopic rhythm, as though the atoms within you are exhaling their stored tension and inhaling calm. Inside molecules, atoms sway relative to one another, stretching bonds, rotating gently, bending in slow, fluid movements. These motions are soft, coordinated, effortless. They are the quiet dance that keeps life functioning. Enzymes folding and unfolding, DNA gently twisting, membranes flowing with delicate waves. As your awareness sinks lower, these processes continue without your guidance, without your attention, allowing your mind to rest. Your body knows what to do. Your atoms know how to breathe their silent breath. Even the forces that hold atoms together, the electromagnetic interactions, the subtle attractions between electron clouds, pulse softly with changes in temperature and pressure. As your body relaxes, these forces settle into smoother, more stable configurations. Muscles loosen, nerves quiet, cells begin shifting into their nighttime patterns. Everything moves toward simplicity, toward efficiency, toward the lowest possible energy state. You feel this shift as a gentle heaviness, as though gravity itself has softened and is cradling you more gently. In the spaces between atoms, the quantum fields that shape existence ripple with faint fluctuations. These fluctuations are constant, happening everywhere and always, yet they are beautifully uniform, balanced like a vast ocean of microscopic currents. When your mind becomes still enough, you may feel as though you are floating in that ocean, supported by waves too small to perceive, but strong enough to carry everything in the universe. You drift effortlessly on these waves, as though resting in invisible hands that hold you perfectly. Within your brain, as atomic vibrations settle and neural signals slow, the boundaries between waking thought and dreamlike awareness begin to blur. Images become softer, drifting in and out of focus like reflections on gently moving water. You don't need to follow them or make sense of them. They are simply the mind adjusting itself, preparing its pathways for sleep, moving gradually into quieter, lower frequency rhythms. These rhythms are gentle and enveloping, like a soft fog rolling across a moonlit field. And now, as your breath aligns more deeply with this silent atomic rhythm, your sense of time begins to loosen. Seconds feel longer, the present moment stretches, and everything moves in slow motion. You feel yourself lowering into an inner stillness so deep, so quiet, that it seems to echo the very silence inside atoms. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to resist, nothing to change. You are simply sinking into calm, guided by the slow, silent breath of matter itself. As you drift further into this warm and velvety quiet, imagine how every atom within your body maintains a perfect balance, an equilibrium so delicate that even the slightest shift in energy creates gentle readjustments throughout the entire structure. This balance is not forced or rigid. It is supple, adaptive, and endlessly patient. And as your breath slows into a soft rhythm, you may sense your own inner world aligning with this quiet equilibrium, as though every part of you is settling into its rightful place. Inside each atom, the attraction between the positively charged nucleus and the negatively charged electrons forms a natural tension. This tension is not harsh. It is a stabilizing pull that holds everything together with effortless grace. You may feel a similar pull within yourself, a gentle centering, a subtle drawing inward toward a point of stillness at your core. This inner center is calm, steady, unchanging, just like the nucleus that anchors every atom of your being. Meanwhile, electrons drift in cloud-like patterns, creating soft boundaries that define the shape of matter without ever solidifying into edges. These boundaries blur and shift with energy, expanding slightly as atoms warm and contracting as they cool. Tonight, your own boundaries feel softer too. The distinction between your body and the space around you begins to fade. Sensations become muted, diffuse, as though you are dissolving into the quiet air that holds you. This sensation is not loss, it is release. Within molecules, atoms move together in coordinated rhythms. Some stretch away from one another, others draw closer, all responding to the faintest changes in their environment. These movements form the basis of chemistry and the foundation of life. Your body mirrors this fluidity. Muscles relax in gentle waves, joints settle more comfortably, the heart finds a slow and soothing cadence. Everything begins to harmonize, to fall into a subtle synchrony that feels both ancient and deeply familiar. Even the smallest vibrations, phonons rippling through matter, shifting energy from one region to another, participate in this quiet dance. These vibrations carry warmth, move soundless currents through your body, and help guide cellular processes into their restorative nighttime patterns. As your awareness fades toward the edge of sleep, you may feel these vibrations as a faint hum beneath your consciousness, a steady, grounding presence that supports you from the inside. And now, as the balance within your atoms deepens, the world around you becomes softer, dimmer, quieter. Your thoughts slow until they feel like distant echoes. Your breath falls into the most natural rhythm your body knows. You are descending toward the same deep, restorative stillness that atoms have followed for billions of years toward the lowest, calmest, most peaceful state possible. Allow yourself to drift with them, slowly, deeply, without effort. As you drift deeper into this warm, velvety calm, imagine descending into the very heart of matter, into a realm so small, so silent, that scale itself begins to lose meaning. The closer you move toward the atomic core, the quieter everything becomes. Vibrations soften, motion slows, and the familiar world dissolves into a vast openness filled with nothing but possibility. This descent is not physical. It is an inner journey, a gentle lowering of awareness into the deepest stillness you possess. And with each breath, that stillness expands, wrapping around you like soft, invisible fabric. Inside the nucleus, protons and neutrons exist in a state of profound density, bound together by the strong nuclear force. This force does not roar or strain, it simply holds with unwavering certainty. It is the universe's most steadfast embrace. In this moment, as your muscles release their last traces of tension, you may feel as though something similar is holding you, a quiet, grounding support beneath all thoughts, beneath all sensations. Beneath the entire experience of being awake, you are safe within this embrace. Around the nucleus, electrons form shifting clouds, expanding and contracting with changes in energy. These clouds create the illusion of solidity, the sensation of matter pressing against your skin, the gentle weight of the bed supporting you. And yet, these sensations are built from emptiness, vast regions of space where electrons simply might be. As your awareness softens, you feel yourself sinking into that same openness, into a mental spaciousness where thoughts no longer feel sharp, where emotions lose their edges, where everything unfolds with ease. In the quantum vacuum that fills the space between particles, energy flickers in and out of existence in delicate pulses. These fluctuations, though invisible, contribute to the structure of matter and the stability of the universe itself. Tonight, as you drift into deeper rest, your inner world mirrors this softness. Tiny waves of sensation rising and fading gently, each one quieter than the last, until they dissolve completely into calm. There is no effort needed to control them. They fade naturally, beautifully, into silence. As your brain shifts into slower, more synchronized rhythms, neurons begin to fire in long, rolling waves that spread across your mind like soft tides. These waves carry you away from the surface of wakefulness, moving you gradually into the first layers of sleep. You may notice a lightness behind your eyes, a subtle warmth in your limbs, a sense that the boundaries of your body are melting into the bed. This is your consciousness dimming, your thoughts releasing their hold, your entire being preparing to enter a deeper state of rest. And now, as the stillness within and around you becomes almost complete, you may feel a profound sense of unity with the quiet structure of matter. You are not separate from the atoms that form your body. You are made of the same ancient forces, the same empty space, the same silent energy. Your rest is their rest. Your stillness is their stillness. Allow yourself to drift into that shared quiet slowly, naturally, like a feather settling onto soft ground into the deepest, most peaceful state your body knows. As you drift even deeper into this widening sea of quiet, imagine the timeless journey that every atom in your body continues to follow a cycle with no beginning and no end. These particles have existed for billions of years, passing through stars, drifting through interstellar clouds, settling into planets, flowing through oceans, circulating through living bodies. Their journey is slow, patient, and unhurried. And now, as your breath falls into a warm and steady rhythm, you join them in this ancient, effortless drift, carried by the same forces that shaped galaxies. Inside your bloodstream, atoms move with purpose, yet without haste. Oxygen atoms slip gently onto hemoglobin, then release themselves when your body calls for rest. Carbon atoms leave your cells with each slow exhale, floating softly into the air before beginning their next vast journey. These exchanges happen quietly, gracefully, without any need for your awareness. Your body knows these rhythms. Your atoms follow them naturally. And as you relax deeper, these movements soften even further, creating a sensation of warm, liquid ease flowing through you. In your bones, calcium atoms form lattices as precise as crystal architecture, holding your structure with silent strength. In your thoughts, phosphorus and nitrogen atoms build the molecules that encode memory and emotion. In every cell, carbon forms the foundation of life, linking with hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen to create forms that sustain your existence. These atoms do not question their purpose. They simply take their place in the pattern. Tonight, you are invited to do the same, resting exactly where you are, allowing everything around you to support you. Beyond the physical world, atoms continue transforming. When one form dissolves, atoms scatter and reassemble elsewhere, forming new structures, new lives, new moments of existence. Nothing is lost. Everything becomes something else. This transformation mirrors your own descent into sleep. Wakefulness dissolves, thoughts scatter gently, and new patterns of awareness begin to form dreamlike, fluid, soft. You do not need to guide this transformation. It unfolds naturally, as quietly as atoms rearranging themselves in the dark. Around you, the room is filled with atoms drifting in the air, nitrogen, oxygen, traces of ancient particles that have existed for eons. They brush lightly against your skin, mix with each breath, create the soft environment that cradles you now. Their presence is constant yet unseen, subtle yet comforting. And as your awareness becomes more diffuse, you may feel yourself merging with this environment, no longer separate from the world, but part of a continuous, gentle exchange of matter and energy. And now, as your body sinks deeper into stillness and your thoughts begin to unravel like soft threads, you are carried by this ancient cycle. The atoms within you have known silence far deeper than anything the human mind can imagine. They have rested in the darkness between stars, floated in cosmic dust, glowed in the hearts of suns. Their rest is your rest. Their calm is your calm. Let yourself join them in that timeless quiet, drifting softly into a deeper, more peaceful place. As you drift deeper into this gentle and expansive stillness, imagine the incredible lightness that defines every atom in your body. Though you feel the weight of your limbs sinking softly into the bed, the particles that compose you are mostly empty space, vast, silent regions where energy floats with effortless ease. This paradox of heaviness and lightness coexisting mirrors what you feel now. A body sinking downward while your awareness grows lighter, softer, more diffuse. You are resting inside a balance the universe has perfected over billions of years. Inside each atom, the nucleus contributes nearly all of its mass, yet occupies almost none of its volume. This means that the weight you feel is concentrated in tiny, hidden centers, while the space around them remains open and still. As your muscles release their final traces of tension, that sense of inner spaciousness begins to reveal itself. Thoughts stretch out, sensations blur, and you begin to feel as though there is more room within you, room for breath, for softness, for rest. Electrons drifting in their probability clouds add no real weight. They contribute only movement, presence, and the possibility of connection. They give shape to matter without burdening it. In this moment, your own thoughts behave in the same way. They no longer carry weight. They no longer push or pull. They merely drift soft, unstructured, ephemeral, fading in and out of awareness like distant ripples on still water. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to hold them. They are as light as electrons in the dark. Within your cells, energy flows in gentle cycles. Molecules break apart and reform, releasing small amounts of warmth that move through your body in soft waves. This warmth is subtle, almost unnoticeable, yet deeply comforting. It creates a sensation of safety, of deep internal quiet. And as you relax further, your body cools just enough to encourage sleep, allowing your atoms to settle into their lowest energy arrangements, their most peaceful states. The heaviness of your body is simply the world holding you. The lightness of your mind is your awareness letting go. Around you, the air itself is light composed of atoms drifting freely, colliding softly, spreading evenly through the room. These atoms are ancient travelers, yet in this moment they are still, calm, waiting. As your breathing slows, they move gently in sync with you, entering and leaving your body with each quiet inhale and exhale. This shared motion creates a sense of unity, a feeling that you and your environment are intertwined in a single peaceful rhythm. And now, as both heaviness and lightness settle into perfect balance within you, you may feel yourself sinking into a deeper, quieter state, one where the boundaries of your body blur and your awareness floats freely. You are both grounded and weightless, solid and spacious, present and drifting. This is the natural state of matter at rest. This is the state your atoms have known since the beginning. Allow yourself to follow them deeper, softer, into the lightness of sleep. As you drift further into this expansive softness, imagine the faint, delicate light that exists within every atom of your body. It is not light in the usual sense, not a flame, not a glow, but the quiet energy released when electrons shift between their gentle states. These transitions create tiny pulses, small as whispers, weaving a silent tapestry of illumination through your cells. You cannot see this light, yet it moves within you, steady and ancient, guiding your body toward deeper and deeper rest. And as your breathing slows, this inner light begins to feel like a warm presence, comforting and serene. Inside atoms, photons appear and vanish in an instant, tiny packets of energy exchanged with perfect precision. These exchanges allow atoms to communicate in their own silent language, sending signals that help molecules stabilize, react, transform. Tonight, your body moves through similar exchanges. Tensions release, warmth spreads, your pulse softens. Everything inside you is shifting into nighttime mode, just as atoms shift into states of lower energy. This descent into quiet is natural, effortless, and deeply restorative. Every cell in your body emits faint biophotons, subtle flashes of light produced by metabolic processes. These emissions are incredibly dim, far below the threshold of human sight, yet they reflect the harmony of your internal systems. As your awareness relaxes, you may sense this harmony as a gentle glow beneath your consciousness, a soft radiance that calms your thoughts and draws your mind into stillness. This is your body's way of synchronizing with the peaceful order of matter. When electrons settle into lower energy levels, the light they release is not chaotic. It is precise, measured, and beautifully gentle. Your descent into sleep follows the same pattern. Thoughts that once flickered brightly now soften, dimming into distant impressions. Emotions lose their edges. The narrative of the day begins to dissolve into a wash of color and sensation. You are not falling asleep suddenly. You are dimming gradually, naturally, like an ember cooling into a soft glow. Around you, even the air carries invisible light photons from distant stars scattered through the atmosphere, drifting quietly in the room where you rest. These photons have traveled across unimaginable distances, yet tonight they simply float in the dark, contributing to the quiet ambience surrounding you. Their presence is gentle, subtle, a reminder that you are part of a vast and peaceful universe that stretches far beyond anything you can see. And now, as this inner and outer light merges into a soft, enveloping calm, you may feel yourself glowing in your own way, not outwardly, but inwardly, with a sense of peace spreading through your limbs and into your chest, your neck, your mind. This glow is not brightness, it is relief, it is rest, it is your body entering the calmest state it knows. Allow yourself to drift into that gentle radiance, deeper, quieter, until the quiet becomes everything. As you drift deeper into this velvety quiet, imagine descending into the deepest layer of the atomic world, a level where all sound, all motion, all complexity fades into a soft and infinite stillness. This stillness is not empty. It is filled with the calm potential from which all matter arises. It is the silence beneath every vibration, the pause before every shift, the resting place of energy itself. As your breath softens into long, gentle waves, you begin to sense this silence within yourself, spreading effortlessly through your chest, your limbs, your mind. Inside atoms, the quantum vacuum is a space where particles flicker in and out of existence, yet the overall effect is serene, balanced, unchanging. Tiny fluctuations ripple like faint waves in a vast ocean, but the surface remains smooth and undisturbed. Your mind mirrors this quiet surface now. Thoughts appear briefly, shimmering at the edges, then dissolve before they fully form. You do not need to follow them. You can simply watch them fade, leaving longer and longer stretches of peaceful emptiness behind them. Even the strong nuclear force, the most powerful in the universe, becomes a source of calm at this scale. It binds the nucleus together with unwavering strength, creating a center that is both dense and perfectly still. You may feel a similar center forming within yourself, a quiet inner gravity that holds you securely, allowing every part of your body to relax without effort. This center is steady, grounding, and deeply comforting, like the hidden core of a star resting in the dark. Around this core, electron clouds expand into broad, soft regions where probability replaces certainty. These regions are spacious, open, undefined, and this openness becomes part of your inner experience. The boundaries between your thoughts grow porous. Sensations blur into one another. Awareness loosens until it feels as though you are floating inside a vast, gentle space that has no edges. This sensation is not disorientation, it is release. Throughout your body, molecules begin to behave in their nighttime patterns, gliding into lower energy states that favor repair and restoration. Your cells transition into rhythms that promote healing, memory consolidation, and deep rest. You are being carried inward, not by force, but by the natural descent of matter into its quietest, most peaceful configuration. Your entire being is preparing for sleep in the same way atoms prepare for stability. And now, as you settle into this profound stillness, the world around you becomes soft and distant. Your body feels heavy yet suspended, anchored yet dissolving. You are resting in the same quiet that lies at the foundation of the universe, the silence inside atoms, the softness inside matter, the calm that has existed since the dawn of time. Allow yourself to drift deeper, slower, into this infinite quiet. As you drift further into this deepening calm, imagine every atom in your body slowly relaxing into its softest, most effortless form. At this scale, nothing is rigid, nothing is hurried. Everything unfolds with a gentleness that feels almost timeless. The atoms that make up your muscles loosen their bonds just slightly, allowing your limbs to sink deeper into the bed. The atoms in your chest expand softly with each inhale, then settle quietly with each exhale. This is the universe guiding you, breath by breath, toward a state of complete rest. Inside each atom, the energy landscape shifts gently as particles settle into lower states. This transition is peaceful, silent, natural. Electrons drift down into orbitals where their motion requires the least effort, their vibrations softening into a quiet hum. Your mind is doing the same. Thoughts that once buzzed with activity are sinking into lower and lower frequencies, each one becoming less defined, less urgent, less necessary. You are descending through the layers of your own awareness, guided by the same laws that shape the stillness of matter. Deep within your cells, molecules begin their nightly routines of restoration. Proteins fold into stable shapes, DNA unwinds and rewinds with perfect precision. Enzymes slow their pace, conserving energy for the renewal ahead. These processes occur without strain, without pressure. They happen because your body knows how to care for itself at the most fundamental level. And as you relax deeper, you become more aware of this quiet intelligence, a sense that every part of you is gently aligning itself toward healing and rest. Around you, the world has become distant, softened by layers of silence. the room fades into a blur of darkness and warmth. The air moves slowly, barely perceptible, carrying microscopic atoms that brush against your skin like invisible waves. These atoms do not disturb you, they cradle you. They create a sense of security, a cocoon of stillness in which your mind feels safe enough to let go completely. Even gravity feels softer now, as though the world is holding you with an open, gentle hand. As your awareness continues to loosen, the boundaries between your thoughts stretch farther apart. Moments of silence grow longer, deeper, more enveloping. You are drifting into a space where thinking becomes optional, then unnecessary, and finally impossible. This is the boundary between wakefulness and sleep, the doorway where consciousness dims and dissolves into peace. You are at the threshold now, standing inside the quietest version of yourself. And now, as you hover gently at this edge, you may feel as though you are dissolving into the softness of your bed, into the room, into the quiet air, into the atomic world that has held you from the very beginning. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to think. You need only drift slowly, naturally, effortlessly into the deepest rest your body knows. As you drift to the edge of full surrender, imagine the entire universe around you dimming into a single, gentle breath. All the stars, all the galaxies, all the atoms that form your body and everything beyond it, settling together into one profound stillness. It is a quiet that has existed since the beginning of time, a quiet so soft, so deep, that everything within it relaxes into its most peaceful form. And now, with each slow exhale, you are melting into that same universal calm, becoming part of the silence that shaped the cosmos. Inside your atoms, every vibration has softened to its lowest state. Electrons rest in their quietest orbitals, drifting without urgency. The nucleus stands steady, unmoving, anchored in a silence that cannot be disturbed. These particles, so small, so ancient, now cradle you from within, guiding you gently into the deepest rest. You are not separate from them, you are built from them. Their calm is your calm. Their stillness becomes the stillness unfolding inside your mind. Around you, the world fades into a warm blur. The edges of your body soften, dissolving into the darkness of the room. You no longer feel where your arms end or where the air begins. You are simply floating, supported by the quiet architecture of matter, held by the gentle equilibrium that atoms maintain effortlessly. Every inhale feels lighter. Every exhale draws you deeper into softness. Your awareness flickers like a candle settling into its final glow before sleep embraces it completely. Thoughts no longer rise with structure or clarity. They appear only as faint echoes, dissolving before they reach the surface of your mind. This is the natural dimming of consciousness, the graceful descent into a state where thinking relaxes, identity fades, and awareness becomes fluid and open. You are entering the space between moments, the stretch of timeless quiet where dreams begin to form, slow and gentle, like ripples across a still lake. In this silence, your body moves into its deepest mode of restoration. Cells repair, energy balances, memory settles softly into long-term patterns. Everything within you slows into perfect harmony. Your body knows how to rest, your atoms know how to sleep, and all you must do is follow them, downward, inward, gently, into a darkness that is not empty, but peaceful and warm. And now, as you drift further, you feel yourself releasing fully into the bed, into the quiet, into the safety of this moment. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to carry. You are supported by forces older than time, by atoms that have journeyed across stars, by a universe that now holds you in its softest embrace. Let yourself go, slowly, effortlessly, into deep, uninterrupted sleep. A sleep as ancient as matter, a sleep as peaceful as silence, a sleep where your entire being can finally rest,